Math in the Mountains is a program that mixes mathematical recreations with outdoor adventures in a way that inspires creativity, imaginative thinking, grit and perseverance, and intellectual risk-taking.
It's like a lot of fun as well as learning.
So I was like, wow.
What made the difference? And she said, math in the mountains.
So I ended up having this final question of how many different ways are there to draw 4 peaks from point A to point B. I alternated between Pascal's triangle and this triangle that I created, which I called Aria's triangle. So now we can finally figure out actually what the formula is.
Math in the Mountains is an extremely special math camp in that it's probably the only one that I can say coming here is extremely dangerous. You might get eaten by a bear.
Math in the Mountains is a math camp, but it's different from most math camps because we are in a beautiful location. And we also bring teachers that are progressive about teaching concepts in an exploratory way together in a beautiful place that is Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Because we're in the mountains, I'm able to recruit really wonderful people who often don't even work in a math camp. Math in the Mountains was the first camp to bring together some of the leaders of the Math Olympiad program for all of the winning teams over the past 30 years. We also have brought together some of the leading mathematicians that typically don't teach young kids at this age.
How do you win that race? You really think very carefully about streamlined body position, so on and so forth. I want all of my athletes to win the part of swimming, which isn't swimming.
I think all of the learning skills that I have in math and all of the perseverance and grit that I have has come from Math in the Mountains.
I think there's a lot of things that separate Math in the Mountains from everything else. One, there's this just amazing community of children and parents who spend the week together and interact. And another thing that separates Math in the Mountains from other camps is this beautiful, serene location, Jackson Hole, and the amazing outdoor activities that we can do here.
For a lot of our campers, this might be their first time in the outdoors doing something like this.
The ropes course has always been an exciting opportunity. The first year, even on the most basic level, I was shaking and it was really difficult for me. This time, I went straight for the top level. Similar to how this year, I'm trying the most difficult math classes. I sometimes shook. It sometimes was hard for me, but with the help of my friends, I was able to get to the end, and I've had a blast.
I guess you could take it from the metaphorical side, as in you can't rush things and you should do them step by step. But I think more than that, it's just been really fun to do.
We're waiting for the aerial tram, which goes to the top of the peak in Jackson Hole. Well, you'll see Cody Peak, which I've climbed before, which is super cool. You'll also see the entire valley and Sleeping Indian, so it's really pretty. Obviously, I know these final t-shirts designs. There's a connection between the back of the t-shirt and the front of the t-shirt, and they're both somehow connected to Lauren Williams. And then I want to thank Paul Zeitz for inspiring a lot of the math that I've done, and my dad for starting this camp and always telling me to persevere through some of my math struggles.
The kids don't really care whether someone's a Harvard professor or not. What they care about is their love of math and their love of each other and the community they have.
Really heartfelt friendships come out of this camp. And also I think what's special is that we do things together after camp is over.
It's one of the things that makes this camp really different. And that culture here, it started in this camp, but it continues to grow with each additional cohort that comes to Math in the Mountains.
Some of the things that these children have formed since the start of camp include a publication called The Real Deal, a competition called Math in the Matrix, multiple groups of young kids that are doing math explorations from across the world over the internet during the course of the school year as they prepare to come back together at our camp programs.
I think the impact of Math in the Mountains to everyone who attended it was just this experience of being able to share the joy of learning math and seeing it as a creative process with each other.
What I hope you'll also learn along the way is just how incredibly impactful this camp is for kids. We give them kind of like a mathematical community and family that they haven't had before. I can tell students and families are really hungry and wanting to find a place that's really joyful, that does deep mathematics, and is very good for this age group.
AI will certainly change the children's lives, and we want them to have their passions and interests in math because it's a way of thinking about the world, which will still be relevant with AI. Being with other children with similar interests, with similar quirks, hopefully will help them have the long-lasting friendships.
And I think what we need to raise here are children who care a lot about others and who have community with others, but who can really see into the future and know how to use this technology to build a better world. And I think these kids, these math kids, they're gonna get there.
One thing AI won't help you with is how do you make friends with someone. You learn this in a camp where you're living with other people and you're doing intensive things with other people. And these students then develop the skills of bravery, engagement, sympathy, and empathy with others, which is completely independent of anything AI will ever be able to accomplish.
Math in the Mountains is like this kind of a safe harbor
where there are people who might be a little bit extraordinary and to still be supported as they're pursuing their extraordinary things.
Similar children are being given a lot of space to explore, which we don't really feel in our local community.
So I think that this place forms both a safe place to kind of learn what you're capable of, but also that it allows you to kind of run right as fast and as far as you want to run.
There's a set of decisions that you guys are gonna make in your life that kind of ends up in this purple zone here. But then sometimes you're gonna make certain decisions that kind of go a little bit farther out. You know, this is not the one that other people are gonna make. And you might end up in some of these zones out here, the green, or maybe the yellow, or maybe the red zone. So is it like Pascal's triangle where things are really improbable, but it's not impossible, is it? You have confidence to figure things out. You can figure anything out. And falling many, many times and getting up to do it again and not being afraid to be wrong. And that is my best hope for you guys to have a very happy and fun life. And I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you very much.